I am so grateful that everything has finally come together and I'll be getting my much anticipated procedure. Harlow's secret power, being able to catch things in her mouth. And this is her favoriteest toy. She's kind of destroyed it. Sometimes we like try and grab her nose with it. She knows. It's still her favorite toy though. I'm sorry, it's so broken. So I'm gonna find her another one. Hey, Bo. I love you. Anyways, I've got great news to share with y'all. One, these are my new pajamas from Target and I love them. This is a pajama shirt, but I've actually worn it outside of the house because it looks like a nice sweater. It's so thin and so soft, and the pants are super comfortable, and it's cute. I like it. Target is probably my favorite place to get pajamas. Okay, go. Your broken ball. But I have even more good news to share with y'all. Really good news. Like, finally, it's happening. So I'm gonna move over to the couch. So I deal with pain on a daily basis. Several of my conditions can cause chronic pain. Mainly it derives from my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And while I'm always in some level of pain, sometimes it's more manageable and other times it's just completely unbearable. And one thing I like to point out about chronic pain warriors, even though we are smiling and laughing, having a good time, even though we may seem fine, we're still in pain. It's still there. It's just, for me personally, I've been dealing with it for so long. I've learned how to function with my pain better, but it's still there and it's still difficult. However, my chronic pain has definitely taught me just how strong I can be. And at the same time, of course, we try to manage it as best we can. But managing chronic pain can be very tricky. My chronic pain is difficult to manage. One aspect of that is due to the fact that I can't regularly take narcotics. Narcotics are a good option for some people, but for others, they're not. And they just happen to not be a good option for me because they can worsen GI issues. It lowers the seizure threshold. And although I've been nearly 4 years seizure-free now, we don't want to do anything to risk it. Narcotics make my narcolepsy worse, and when I'm on narcotics, I can't take other important medications I need because of the interaction. So I pretty much don't use them at all, but there are some exceptions. Like if I'm having a surgery or procedure done and I need help with pain management, I'll use narcotics short term through the recovery. If I'm inpatient in a very bad flare with an unreasonable amount of pain, I'll use narcotics then. And here at home, I do have a liquid narcotic that I put through my J-tube. It's not a very strong one, and I only use it in emergencies, as in my pain is so bad, I think I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. Then I'll use that to take the edge off so I can manage here at home. And I don't use it very often, but it's there when I need it. Unfortunately, there is a stigma around narcotics, but honestly, when used responsibly and correctly, it can help give chronic pain warriors back their quality of life. If you use narcotics because they help you and you need them, don't be ashamed about it. I use them on rare occasion, but when I need it, I take it. You know, chronic pain is a beast, and I don't think it's anything anyone can understand unless they go through it themselves. So we have to find what works best for us individually. And for me personally, my pain management doctor came up with a pretty unique plan. In my joints, we would do Toradol injections, which is the NSAID, because it doesn't break down tissues like a steroid would. And then when I got the injection, I would be sedated with ketamine, which is a form of anesthesia. The most common form of anesthesia is propofol, but I can't take that because it triggers my mast cell disease. So we always use ketamine for me when I have to be put under. And the ketamine has been known to reset the central nervous system and how it responds to pain, so it helps with my chronic pain. Unfortunately, my amazing pain management doctor relocated, and he was already pretty far to begin with. Now he's farther, so I can't practically see him anymore. And I haven't been able to get my ketamine and joint injections in a while, so my pain it's been tough lately. I did my best to find a new pain management doctor in the area, but they would look at my records and say, I'm sorry, but I feel like you're past my scope of expertise, which is a polite way of saying you're too complicated for me. And I understand that. I'm glad they're honest, but it was just discouraging. Then I had an appointment with my surgeon, and I was expressing to her my frustration and how my pain has really not been managed lately, how difficult it's been, and she told me she'd be able to take care of continuing my treatments. She sent a script for the joint injection to my local hospital, and IR, interventional radiology, is going to give me the injection. And what's so great about this is because it's happening at my local hospital, my anesthesiologist will be the one to sedate me. My body doesn't do all that great with sedation, and the ketamine is safer for me, but sometimes I still have issues. And I do need to be sedated for this because, one, local anesthetic does not work on me, such as lidocaine. Due to my EDS, I metabolize it very quickly. So the injection would hurt a lot since they can't numb my skin. Also, we want the benefits of the ketamine. And because my joints are so hypermobile, they just feel it is safer for me to be completely still while they're administering the injection. But because of my Ehlers-Danlos and how I metabolize certain medicines, I've woken up in the middle of procedures like my wisdom tooth surgery and endoscopy, just not a pleasant experience. I need much more sedation than usual to keep me under. But at my hospital, I always work with one particular anesthesiologist because he's worked with me a lot in the past. He's knowledgeable, he's on top of things, he listens to me, and generally I have a good experience if he's the one handling my sedation. So knowing he'll be there makes me feel a lot better. I am so grateful that everything has finally come together, and I'll be getting my much anticipated procedure on the 20th. It's going to be outpatient, thankfully, and the first injection is going to be given in my left hip. I have widespread joint pain, but my left hip has really been bothering me. So I'm very ready to get this thing done. And then afterwards, I'll have a follow-up with my surgeon, and we'll discuss how things went. And then we'll see when I need to schedule the next one. In the past, I've gotten results for about 4 to 6 weeks. Obviously, right after the procedure is when it's working the best, and by the end of that time frame, it's not working at all. It helps with my joint pain, my muscular pain, and my headaches and migraines. So there's lots of reasons for me to get back on this treatment. It is safe, minimally invasive, and there's no lasting side effects except for relief. Now, you can wake up quite loopy from the ketamine. That used to happen to me until we figured out that giving me extra Versed counteracts that. I know some of y'all like the loopiness, but it is much more peaceful for me to wake up without that going on. So I prefer to get the extra Versed so I can wake up peacefully. The only thing is I probably won't get as much relief from the ketamine as I had in the past because my pain management doctor, he knew how to administer it to get the maximum pain management relief. My hospital uses ketamine regularly to sedate people, but not for the pain management component. When I get the ketamine for just sedation and procedures and things like that, it does help with my pain, just not as much as if my old pain management doctor would be doing it, but something is better than nothing, and it's definitely worth doing. If you want to learn more about this, I would check out my pain management / EDS playlist. It's got a lot of good information, and I just wanted to share this good news with y'all. My pain has definitely been difficult to manage, but we are restarting my pain management program, and I'm just so eager for the relief. And with that, I'll say goodbye, and thanks for joining us on our adventure.